King Kamba, in his old age, called his 3 sons, the eldest Tinga, the youngest Saga, and the Benjamin Biga. "My dear children," he said to them, "I am very old. I feel sick this morning, and I think I only have a few days to live. As I like you, I will give you 15 tons of gold as an inheritance. I made 3 equal parts. Here they are." And in a large chest, next to the king's bed, appeared the respective inheritances of the children. 2 days later, King Kamba died. When the funeral was over, the 2 elders wondered how they could spend their inheritance. They bought herds, built huts, and traveled all over the country to offer their mothers and their wives the most beautiful jewelry and the most beautiful fabrics. Then they spent their days continually feasting. The money was wasted. It was up to the one who would organize the best parties and have the most beautiful tom-toms. One day, Tanga and Saga's mothers visited Biga's mother. They made fun of her and ridiculed her when they noticed that she was not benefiting from her son's inheritance. After the departure of the 2 women, Biga's mother, furious, immediately went to her son's house. "Ungrateful son," she cried. "You never give me gifts. You never organize parties. See how your 2 brothers live. Take an example from them." And she burst into tears. Biga did not answer, but left the next morning on his trip. In the first village he passed through, children were manhandling a dog they had on a leash. They took him to the fire to drown him. "Why, dear children, do you want to kill this dog?" He devoured the meat of the king's son. "Take this handful of gold and sell me your dog." The children, who did not expect such a boon, did not hesitate for a single moment. And Biga continued his journey, accompanied by the dog. Entering a second village, he saw some little girls hanging a cat. "Why are you hanging this cat, little ones?" "Because he drank the king's milk." "Take this handful of gold and sell me your cat." And Biga set off again, followed by the dog and the cat. Entering a third village, he saw a hunter who was going to kill a vulture. "Why, hunter, do you want to kill this vulture?" "Because he devours the king's birds." "Here, take this handful of gold and give me your vulture." And Biga, accompanied by the dog, the cat, and the vulture, whose life he had saved, resumed his journey. They soon arrived in a deserted area where there was simply a cave. "Human," said the vulture, "this is my home. Enter this cave. Do not be afraid." Everyone entered it. On a golden perch perched the king of the vultures, surrounded by his subjects. "Great leader of the vultures," cried the bird of prey, "I present to you the man who saved my life. He deserves a reward. In fact, he deserves the ring." The leader of the vultures left his superb perch and came to rest near Biga, opened his enormous beak and said, "Human, under my tongue, is a magic ring. Take it, I'll give it to you. Every time you want something, say it. Your wish will be granted immediately, but above all, never lose this ring." Biga took the ring and replied, "I thank you very much, Chief of the Vultures. I would like to return to the village immediately." He had barely finished his sentence when he was at home. His mother came to see him, called him an ungrateful child again, and started crying again. Biga left the hut, took his ring, and said, "I would like to be the chief of a large village and have a rich palace as my home." A terrible noise was heard. The frightened mother came out of her son's hut and saw a city and a sumptuous palace rising from the ground. "Dear mother," said Biga, "this is where we will live from now on." The poor woman could not believe her eyes or her ears. The next day, Biga got married, but he made a serious mistake. He told his young wife the story of the magic ring. Taking advantage of her husband's deep sleep, the woman stole the ring and fled to her parents. Immediately, Biga woke up in a poor hut. No more palaces, no more cities. The dog and the cat consulted each other and decided to recover the master's ring. They arrived at the young woman's village near the hut where she was staying. The cat says, "Dog, Stay near the door and be ready to run away." Then he entered the hut. The young woman was sitting near the hearth. The cat, purring, approached her. What a beautiful cat the young wife was, and she caressed him, took him on her knees. The animal let himself be done. Suddenly he jumped at the throat of the woman who, frightened, backed away screaming. The ring she was holding under, her tongue fell to the ground. The cat took it, fled towards the door, and jumped on the back of the dog, who ran off at full speed. What was Biga's joy when he saw the ring again? He cried out and said to his dog and cat, "You saved my life." His first care was to wish for the death of his wife, and since then, he has sworn never to reveal a secret to any woman, no matter how kind she may be. The moral lesson encapsulated in this tale reminds us of the importance of virtues such as gratitude, humility, and integrity. It teaches us that true wealth and fulfillment come not from material possessions or extravagant displays, but from the virtues of kindness, compassion, and wise stewardship of our resources. Furthermore, the story cautions against the dangers of betrayal and the misuse of power, highlighting the importance of trust, loyalty, and honesty in our relationships with others. If you like this story and want to see more stories like that, please subscribe and hit the like button.